What's going on, Grace family? Welcome to my channel, God's Good Grace. And I got a word for thought Thursday for you today. Because I've been watching the news, I'm not blind. I see what's going on in America with the racism and the killing of George Floyd. I'm just going to speak on it briefly because this is a channel where we uplift God. But I do have a platform, and maybe you want to know my opinion. I do think what has happened to George Floyd was it shouldn't have happened. They had him already restrained, and there was no call to have a knee to the neck and two holding on his legs. With that said, I am a black man in America, and I have had run-ins with police as well, where they have done things like put a gun to my head and ask me, do I like how it feel? Now, it does something to you. But thank God, I'm not just a black man in America. I am a child of God. I am reborn. And I'm living for different principles. So to the George Floyd family, my heart goes out to you. To all the protesters, I'm praying for you. To my white brothers and sisters, tan brothers and sisters, black brothers and sisters, it doesn't matter. I love you, and all I want is peace. But this word for thought Thursday we're gonna talk about anger, because that's what people is feeling. They're feeling anger, and is it okay to be angry? You know, Jesus was angry. He had a righteous anger, and he whipped them out of the temple of God. So there is a time for anger. There's a call for anger. And I kind of want to just talk on it briefly. We're going to go to Ephesians chapter 4, verse 26. And it says here, be ye angry and sin not. Let not the sun go down upon your wrath. And then we're going to go to 27. Neither give place to the devil. To me, the scripture is basically saying, I was taught like, oh man, it's okay to be angry during the day, but before you go to bed, get that sin forgiven, or, get a squash between you and the other party, whoever it is you have strife with. Okay, but the Bible said we're not supposed to have any strife between one another. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, Paul said, are you not babes because there are strife and bickering among you? Okay, so if we're strife between human beings and one another, he said that's not what he's calling for. We are not to have strife. We're supposed to live in peace as much as possible that we can control. But this to me means, forgive me, I've had this cut my hair, my nose, and my thing and itching. But to me it means, be angry and sin not. Let not the sun go down on your wrath. Don't let the sun set on your anger. Don't let when the sun go down, now you're not angry. And it goes on to say, need to give place to the devil. Be angry at sin. Be angry at the justice system. Be angry at the wrongdoings of the enemy, the devices of the enemy. And don't ever let that stop. Don't never stop being angry with sin and racism and hatred and bickering and lying and stealing and looting. Don't never stop being angry at those things. You know what I'm saying? Keep a righteous anger against sin, against injustice. Keep a righteous anger against racism. There's no room for racism in our lives. It takes a lot of energy to hate somebody because of their skin color. I mean, it takes a lot of energy to do that. It's demonic. It is an evil thing from the devil, and we are to hate it. We are to be angry with it, and don't let the sun set on it. Now, don't give place to the devil. I mean, don't give the devil a foothold. I got a teaching that I will be doing on recognizing your enemy. But don't give a place to the devil. I mean, don't give him a foothold in your life. Don't give him a foothold, which means a secure location in your life where further progress can be made. Don't give it to him. Don't stop keeping a guard up against anger, against racism. Don't stop keeping your guard up against injustice and against sin. Now, don't hate the person that commit the act, but hate the act that was done. For instance, the cops that killed George Floyd, I don't hate them. I hate the sin. I hate the killing, the act of what they have done. But I do not hate them. They also have a soul. God also died for them as well. I know this is going to be hard to hear, but God has died and extended salvation towards them as well. It's up to them to yield the calling of God. But don't hate the person. The person can be changed. The person's heart can be changed. Keep your anger fired up against sin, racism, injustice, poverty, things that go against the knowledge of God. Stay angry. Okay? I got another scripture before we close this out. Okay? We're going to go to James chapter 4, verse 7. And it says, submit yourself therefore to God. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you. This all goes into my teaching, know your enemy. But we got the people be using these out of context that the devil will flee. But first it says, submit yourself unto God. Submit yourself. Present your body a living sacrifice unto God. Renew your mind daily. Be not conformed to this world. Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven and all of his what? Righteousness. That's submitting yourself. Submit your thoughts and your action. He will keep you in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed upon him. Fix your thoughts and your emotions, everything upon God. Submit your life to God. Then it says, resist the enemy. That means actively fight against the devil. Fight against these feelings of racism. Fight against these feelings of hate. Fight against this thing of poverty where there's certain blacks that because they live better, they look down on other blacks that don't live better, or vice versa. Fight against that, and the devil will flee from you. That evil temptation, that evil thought will flee from you. And we are to do this daily. Resist means to actively fight against with force. So my word for the thought today, for Word for Thought Thursday, is be angry, sin not, give no room to the devil, submit yourself to God, and he will flee. You resist the enemy, he will flee from you. Grace family, till next time, I'd like to thank you for watching Word for Thought Thursday on God's Good Grace.